the type of feedback I get back from my peers with the program is always positive. Most people are honestly envious. I mean, it really is a great thing, and I couldn't be any more appreciative of it.
Kids that I give the Gatorade to are always really stoked and really happy to hear about the program and really interested to hear what it's all about.
Most of my skateboarder friends are, I guess, like jealous, you know, like they want to be able to be a part of something like this, and I would love to get more people on, but it's kind of small, and I don't know how much room there is to grow, but I get a lot of good feedback. A lot of skateboarders are interested in it. Most people, they like it. Nobody really likes Monster, so Gatorade is like the way better alternative for drinks.
As far as being on the program, I think everybody that I've talked to is real psyched on it. I think they make it more of a big deal than I do, and they're just super psyched on it. I haven't had any negative feedback whatsoever. Everybody's like always just trying to get products, so I always try to give it out and promote the brand as much as possible, just because I don't want to say it's small in BMX, but I just want to get it as known to everybody as possible.
I don't think that they're all that skaters really know that Gatorade's involved in skating. No, I mean, not as much as you would like to hear. You know, a lot of people trip out when I say that I get free Gatorade. When I give them Gatorade, they're like, what? Like, I'm not the ice cream man, you know? But it's like, oh, well, I get it for free, man. Like, here, you know, hooking you up. It's kind of weird, you know? Like, even parents that are with their kids, I got like all this Gatorade and like towels and stuff, and I'm giving them to kids, and it's kind of weird, you know? So versus like a couple Red Bull chicks walking around, like everybody knows what they're there for. You know what I'm saying? Like you look for them when you're at the contest. You're like, oh well. No, I don't think that Gatorade's like all the way there. They haven't really like put a ring on it. I don't think they've really committed to like being a part of it. You know, as much as, I mean, you could turn on any football game and you see jugs, dude. I mean, ISC Street League is on ESPN, and I don't see any. I mean, I know that Rob Dyrdek runs Monster, you know, rides for Monster, so they're probably a part of that. But even still, man, the X Games, and I mean, I don't know how a company competes with other companies, and if it's all just about money or whatever. But if there's value there, you know, and I don't think Gatorade should hold back. That's for sure. You got to pay to play, you know. If it costs you big bucks, then throw down, dude. Don't be scared. Scared money don't make money. That's the point, you know.
I feel like if Gatorade really takes a step into the industry in all the right ways, like, for example, Red Bull has, sponsor huge events, which it obviously does, but not to the caliber that they do, then I think that Gatorade would stand one hell of a chance.
Gatorade, I think, has a really big platform to step into the contest scene as well as the video scene, and really, you know, back some good grassroots video projects as well as funding some bigger contests. You know, I'd like to see Gatorade sort of give Red Bull or Monster a run for their money when it comes down to the whole behind the action sports athlete support.
Yeah, I definitely think print ads and video content is essential for a company to be involved with action sports, because that's like what we do. We practice and we are so like fine-tuned to our craft that like we do it because we know like we're gonna be filmed or on film.
This is the way I see it. Gatorade is in fact involved in the sense that everybody knows what it is. But BMX as a whole, not so much. Their one representative, Nigel Sylvester, he's a great athlete nonetheless, but he's not very, I suppose you could say, maybe popular. So I'm not saying he's a bad representative, but he's not the best. He doesn't cater to everybody that, you know, is looking for a Gatorade when they ride, kind of thing. So no, I don't think it's in it very well at all right now.
Gatorade definitely has a platform to step forward a little bit more. The Super Park and the Miss Super Park that they do, I mean, everybody knows that that's a Gatorade sponsored event, but, you know, as I also just mentioned with the training camps and stuff that Red Bull and whatnot does, I think Gatorade could hugely benefit from having their athletes do something like that.
I definitely think that the print ads that Gatorade was doing made an impact. A lot of people thought it was cool, and they just kind of stood out, and it's a lot different than the other brands, so it was cool. Definitely, it was cool to see Gatorade caring about skateboarding. And whenever you see Gatorade advertising in skate magazines and supporting skateboarders, it makes you like it that much more than especially getting an energy drink. So I thought that was pretty cool and kind of bummed not to see it anymore.
In 2014, I think we could just be a little more specifically involved with each sport. It's great to have everybody on the same page, but maybe if we had, you know, just a couple of things for the snowboarders to work on and a couple of things with the skateboarders and the BMX, so forth, just to sort of break everybody up so then we could benefit more. I'm thinking in my mind, you know, some sort of training camp thing, you know, like Red Bull or Monster does for their athletes, break us up, get us out onto like an airbag for a couple of days. You could really make some leaps and bounds with the Gatorade athletes that are involved with the program.
As far as the products go, I mean, it varies. It's always different. Some people absolutely love, you know, the whole series, the whole, you know, Prime to Recover. And some people don't. I'd probably say it's 50-50 toss-up. If I were to say that Gatorade's missing anything, like if it needed to implement a new product, I would probably say like bars. You know, not necessarily protein bars, they could be, but anything of that sort. More of like a snack. Not everybody always wants to drink liquid when they need something.
And things I look for in my food and in my drinks are like natural and organic things.
I feel like the Gatorade brand is kind of missing something more watered down. I don't know, because I crave water a lot whenever I skate, so I don't know. I would be psyched on like a half Gatorade, half water drink. That would be awesome. Just because the flavors, whenever I'm skating, I don't really crave like the flavor so much. I just want something to drink, and if it's better for me than water, then I definitely want that.
I think hydration is the most important thing that Gatorade has to offer. It's often overlooked in action sports. Kids, you know, have problems like heat stroke and stuff at the skate park or stuff like that because they're not staying hydrated properly. And Gatorade will bring hydration in and stuff like that for people who need it when they don't know they need it.
If I wasn't getting Gatorade for free, I'd absolutely buy it. I think it's too beneficial for my style of activity. I'm not somebody that wants to go chug an energy drink and get real jittery. I want something that's going to be able to last and really get me through all the time I'm putting out there and all the hard work I'm putting in. I don't want to put something in with all these different kind of chemicals where I know Gatorade, I know what the ingredients are used for and what they're looking to do with it.
You know, it's just feedback like this from the ambassadors is really like the most important for you guys to even know how you can improve.
I do follow Gatorade on social media. I follow them on Twitter, Instagram, so I always see the stuff they're posting. But like I said, it's like I was saying earlier, it's more, they post a lot more mainstream stuff. Like I think before this trip, I've never seen an action sports photo besides maybe one or two of maybe Chaz and Nigel here and there. But they're so like mainstream oriented, I feel. So you're always seeing football, you're always seeing baseball, you're always seeing basketball. So like seeing the photo they put up today got me real excited to see that they are looking to branch off and go into the action sports field. And I think it's going to definitely broaden people's minds and saying, hey, they're not just a mainstream company. They want to support every athlete possible.
I actually don't follow Gatorade on Instagram for that very reason, is the fact that their content just doesn't cater to me. It doesn't mean that they have a bad feed or a bad wall, but because it's, you know, team sport content, things like that, it's a little more commercial and media based. It just no interest to me at all. So
I do follow Gatorade, and I wish to just see a little bit more of the action sports stuff on their page. It'd be nice. I mean, you know, I know they have some really, really good skateboarder guys that you guys promote to us all the time, that are out there that, you know, could be out there, BMX guys, snowboard guys. It would be great to see a little more of stuff that directly relates to us, because I've noticed it's a lot of product photos, it's a lot of baseball and basketball stuff, which is great, and that's their target audience, but if they're trying to get into the action sports, they need to address it a little bit more online. With Support in the Future, me personally, you guys have been really, really supportive and helpful. I mean, everything I've ever asked has been addressed quickly. I guess, you know, it always just comes down to the finances, and what we all have chosen to do with our lives is not exactly cheap. but we want to keep pursuing it. And if Gatorade can keep helping us pursue our dreams, then that's all we can really ask for.
But travel, I mean, travel would always be best. Even if it's really low-key travel, just on, you know, kind of my district area, like up and down California or anything like that, or even these weekends like this, I think are great, because I can honestly say I've had personally 12 to 15 different kids ask why we're here, what we do, and they're genuinely interested. And once we inform them of, you know, things about Gatorade that they ask, they're appreciative of it. So travel, getting out there, just talking to more people.
I'm Laura from GSSI, and I came here to Windell's camp to talk to the guys about sports nutrition and explain to them what the products are intended to be used for, when they're intended to be used, and then also how they can use them to better equip themselves in their sport. Yeah, this was extremely unique. This is completely different than any other sport or conference or athlete testing situation that I've been in. From what I learned today, I think that it's important that if we make these pieces of collateral, pieces of educational material that, you know, we could talk to the athletes with, that we could help them educate themselves and educate others. I think that it's important to stay away from that everybody's competing, because a lot of times if we use a case study to explain something to an athlete, that case study is usually in a competition situation. I think it would be important to kind of steer away from that and talk about, you know, I noticed that progress was something that was more the goal than winning. So talking about just them being their own scoreboard, bettering themselves rather than focusing on these wins and these competitions. So I think that's a way to relate to them.